Good morning, you guys, and thanks for joining me on my morning as a mompreneur. Today, I am just looking out the window and kind of just getting a feel for the day before I sit down and start editing. Most mornings, I sit at my computer and I have a little checklist that I go through to determine what's priority and what can kind of be put off until later. So I found something that needs to get done, and I am working on that currently. My son is currently sleeping. He kind of gives me like a notice before he wakes up, about 20 minutes before he's officially awake. So I try to get his bottle ready and do other things in the meantime, just so that's kind of out the way. So as I warm up his bottle, I realized that I should probably make myself some coffee because I have a little bit of a busier day ahead of me today with a couple of clients and editing and things of that sort. So I'm gonna go ahead and make me some coffee so I can have a little bit more energy. So as you guys know, I have a little bit of a Starbucks craving. My fiance has kind of put me on a little bit of a restriction with that and recommended that I try to make my own coffee. So I'm getting into the habit of making my own iced coffee again. It's not Starbucks, but it'll do for now. Some of you probably don't know this, but I was a full-time nail technician for about 2 years prior to the pandemic happening. When the pandemic happened, I started focusing a little bit more on other things and building up other platforms. So I am taking a couple of clients here and there just to kind of get back into the feel of things. So before my client, I'm actually going to go ahead and pump and get that out the way. I try to pump at least 2 to 3 hours or every 2 to 3 hours from 9 a.m. until about 11 p.m. And sometimes I will pump overnight, depending on if I made all of my pumps for the day or not. So before my son wakes up, I'm going to go ahead and pump and get his milk put away into the refrigerator. So I can't function in a messy house. I need to go ahead and get these dishes washed so that I can think clearly and just make sure that that's one more thing off of my list for the rest of the day. So as I wash these dishes, I kind of just do like a mental check of everything else that has to get done. Now that my son is officially awake, we noticed that he was kind of gassy last night, so his father's giving him some gripe water to hopefully settle his stomach down before I feed him. And the bottle that I warmed up earlier, I kind of just had it sitting out on the counter so that when he does wake up, it's not going to be me having to warm his bottle up or anything like that. But it's so funny how he just stares at his dad, and you'll see him stare into the camera in a second. He caught me, y'all. I was recording and he saw the camera. So he's gonna just sit here politely and just stare at you all for the next few minutes. Don't mind him, I promise you, he's just very curious. Okay, now that I've gotten all of the priorities and stuff out of the way, I did all of that in perfect timing for my first client. This client has been with me since the beginning of time, and I just love her so much. She is truly like she's like one of the best clients you could ever have. So she loves pink, and she's going a little bit longer with this set. She said she was going to go longer next time, which is great because I love people stepping out of their box. So we just talk and we just enjoy our time. We catch up on everything that's new. And I just literally enjoy doing her nails all of the time. She's great. Okay, so here my fiance and I decided that we're no longer going to store things in bottles only. I know that there's like a pitcher method that we had to kind of look up online to see what people were doing. And so we're basically just transferring all of the little bottles that we had in the fridge into a pitcher, and then we ended up storing them in storage bags. All right, now it's time for dinner. So my fiance loves chicken wings, and personally, I didn't like making them myself, but I found that cooking them in the oven and drying them out makes me like them that much more. So I had all my seasoning out, I got the pan that I wanted, and I just like seasoning it in this metal bowl because it makes it so much easier when I'm mixing it. And as I put all the seasoning in, I just make sure that I grease the pan, I have the oven heating up, and I start to get my sides together, which is not on camera, but you guys already know. Do it all at once so the dinner is ready all together. So now I'm being intentional with my son, and I chose to insert this clip because there's moments that I'm going to miss, obviously, being a mom and trying to do other things. So I'm just making sure that I'm as intentional as I possibly can every single day, and that I record these memories so that when I look back on him and as he grows up, I can remember these moments and I won't forget them. All right, now that dinner's ready, we're gonna go ahead and sit down and watch some TV and kind of just talk about our day while we eat. I do have a few things that I have to organize in his room, which would be putting away his wipes finally and putting away some of his diapers. Since we got these new wipes and diapers, they've just kind of been stacked up next to his bed. So while he's sleeping, I'm gonna try to quietly go ahead and put all of this on his cart. I suggest every new mom or mother in general, or I recommend you should have a cart because it just makes things so much easier. Everything's all in one place, and I kind of just refill it as we go, and it just makes my life so much easier. Lastly, as I wind down for the day, I like to end off with kind of a self-check. I don't do this every single day. It's more of like a monthly refresher for me. And I basically put all of my needs on this whiteboard and I kind of fill it in as I go. So for instance, I have relationship, business needs, my needs, baby needs, spiritual, and a little bit of just extra things that I need to pay attention to. And like I said, I kind of just go through and fill them in as I go. And it kind of keeps me on track throughout the week, throughout the month. Whenever I'm confused and I'm unsure, I go back and refer to this board. So I recommend you all at least trying to keep track of these different things in areas of your life so that you can know where you stand in each area of what your life consists of. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this laundry, but thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.